Because every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. It's the Monday edition with 8 on the board, and let's get rolling right into it. UFC St. Louis Saturday night, the big star of the night, the main event with the finish. Derrick Lewis, you know he likes to celebrate, and you know he likes to take his pants off. Take a look at this. With his sweaty shorts in his face, just like that. But wait, there's more. Derrick Lewis likes to also mess with his package. Watch what he does to continue his celebration on Sunday.
In the blue jacket.
Please wash your hands, gentlemen in the blue jacket. Shout out Fitz Nation. Brennan Fitzgerald, well done. But we're not done yet because we're in St. Louis. So Derrick Lewis says, hey, y'all want to see my arch? Watch this. How did this work out in post-fight press conference? UFC President Dana White is going to be asked a special request by the media member who actually caught the nasty, sweaty cup that moments earlier had been on the nether regions of one Derrick Lewis. Watch this.
Very last was not a question. I was really lucky, fortunate to get that Derrick Lewis cup. Would you mind sign it?
I would prefer not to, but
I mean,
you were very lucky to catch that.
yeah, it was right in front of me. He signed it, so I really like it.
Today is your lucky day.
I really would like you to sign it.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Thank you, Dana.
All right. Why don't you have him sign it? Oh, he did? All right.
Good thing Dana was in a good mood. Question is on the board. Question, is this great stuff or is it time to grow up? Derrick Lewis is the man. He has more heavyweight knockouts than anyone in UFC history. He's also lovable, like a giant teddy bear. He's hilarious, and he is not afraid to take his pants off, and take his cup out, and then show St. Louis, like I said, his arch. This is great stuff. It is great for the UFC. It is great for Derrick Lewis, who is one of those big, dangerous, heavyweight knockout machines, who also is a big, cuddly teddy bear who likes to mess with his package. On the countdown, we roll on to number 7, presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Crispy, crunchy, juicy, golden brown, fried, perfection. Go to budschicken.com. Yum, yum. And it comes to us courtesy of food that is missing in a kitchen somewhere. I have to warn you, however, much like the alien reveal in the movie Signs, what you're about to see may be very shocking and disturbing to some. Take a look. What is going on back there? What is going on? What is happening? Oh. The perpetrator, or should I say perpetrator. He looks like Dobby from the Harry Potter movies with a piece of toast. Standing, and not struggling. Listen, this is kind of like the toys in the Toy Story movie. I feel like dogs can really stand and walk like that, but they don't when humans are around. Same kind of deal. Question is on the board. Is this a good boy or is this a bad boy? That is a great boy. He can stand. He can steal toast. And by the way, who can blame you for stealing toast? Tell me something else in life that makes a better and greater transition than bread does when you cook it. Tell me, because bread is good, toast unbelievable. Caterpillars are cool, become butterflies, got it. Raisins become wine, I guess, or grapes. Grapes to wine, good. Grapes to raisins sucks. This is a good boy. He's adorable. Give him a piece of toast. Who cares? Look at that face. Look how he stands. What if he really walks like this all the time, though? What's if 24/7 that's how this dog rolls? Would love that. We roll on to number 6 in the countdown, and it comes to us courtesy of Game 4, Eastern Conference semifinals, the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. Fashion's a big deal in the NBA. You know that. Take a look at Tyrese Haliburton as he is showing up for work on Sunday. There he is, looking like Prince. You don't have to be rich. What is going on with the puffy sleeves? He looks like a middle schooler showing up for a production play of Peter Pan. That's a pirate look. I don't understand it. The question is on the board. Question, this fit, clean, or clown? I'm sorry. Fashion, style, I get it. Trust me, I do. That's not fashion. That's not style. That's trying way too. It literally looks like a clown costume. If that were red and checkered with blue and orange, you would say he's wearing a clown outfit. I wonder how much he either got paid to wear that by the designers or how much he paid for that outfit. Either way, it is a fashion faux pas for the faux pacer. The countdown rolls on to number 5, presented by Celsius, Essential Energy. Live fit. Look at what we got today. The Fantasy Vibe Mandarin Orange Marshmallow. Tastes like a creamsicle. Celsius. Live fit. Question time on this. I want you to watch close because some are going to say, what are you going to ask me? I think you know what I'm going to ask you. This is possibly the slowest chase in police law enforcement history. You're going to see on the right hand of your screen a young lady attempted to be apprehended by 2 female police officers. And I want you to watch what happens when she takes off on foot. The music, by the way, outstanding. Take a look. So here's the 2 cops, and they're grabbing it, and they want her bag, and the bag falls, and then she is taking off. But because safety is important, she's on the crosswalk. And then she crosses again and says, hey, I'm going to run. You guys try and chase me. I'm going to do this at the pace of a marathon. Like we got 26 miles to go. I'm under the lights, though, so everyone can see me, and let's stay on the sidewalk where we're safe. Meanwhile, at second cop, she is struggling right there. This thief or attempted suspect in this spot is thinking long game. She's going for long game here. That pace, though. I can't with that pace. Question. Be honest. Were you rooting for the cops or were you rooting for the suspect? Well, maybe we can change the language on suspect. I'm pretty sure she did it. Here's why. If you're innocent, you don't run. But here's the bad news. At the very beginning, you saw she dropped her bag. So her information, her identification, it's all in the bag. Not a good look. Can we be honest? We're rooting for the girl, right? We're rooting for her to get away. You're kind of feeling bad for the cops. You feel bad for how this looks, the visual, particularly the one in the back that's not gaining any ground. Why is she running this pace like it is a marathon? Why is she not taking off and getting away from? She's under the streetlights on the sidewalk where everyone can see. Girl, what are you doing? You can tell she's new to crime, maybe first-time offender. We were rooting for the suspect, or should we say guilty party? As we roll on to number 4, presented by Twin Peaks, Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views, 29-degree beer, made from scratch favorites or UFC fight headquarters, is always Twin Peaks. And you know what they show? All the fights, including Fury FC, Fury Fighting Championship. Take a look at what happened this past weekend. Look in the background. You'll notice the referee has just one fighter. The other dude is on his knees over a bucket, puking his guts out. Look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision.
Listen.
Brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka.
So they're promoting vodka while this dude is
30,
puking in a bucket.
29, 28, and 29, 28.
He's not sure if he won.
Your winner.
He's not sure.
Unanimous decision, Nico.
Okay, Nico, you got the win.
Machine.
Nico wasn't sure. Nico wasn't sure for a moment if he got the winner. And by the way, it is possible to win a fight and then be over there puking and not there. But I would imagine that if you were the winner, the referee would come over at least and hold your hand, even if you're turned around, and they could lift it up like that. The question is on the board. Question. Would it have been even better if the dude who was puking was the winner? Would it be even better if the puker had won? Look at the visual. What if they had to move all the way to the back of the cage and the dude's got his back turned to us? And the referee's got his hand, he's got to bend his knees, and he's got to lift it up like that. Because can you imagine that you have to stand there while the other dude gets the decision, even though he's throwing up in a bucket at that time? This is hilarious, but only would be better if the dude puking was actually the one who got his hand raised. As we continue on all the way to number 3, to SVP, Scott Van Pelt, Sports Center. Remember last week, Colin Cowherd making a whole bunch of noise about dudes wearing their hats backwards? J.J. Redick, who he said is a future NBA front office executive, who might be the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, Cowherd was very boomer, old man on that. Take a look at SVP as they're about to show you the press conference with Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd, who just happens to have his hat on backwards. Look at this.
Massive lead get away again. You got differing viewpoints of how this game went if you're on the left and on the right. SGA talking about the loss. Jason Kidd talking about the victory. Oh, he's got his hat on backwards. That's a problem for some folks in our business. Not for me. It's fine.
Wow. He said that's a problem for some in this business. Not me. That's fine. Obviously referring Colin Cowherd. Question. Is SVP being petty or is he making a point? No, he's making a point. He's saying, yeah, we don't flow like that. We don't do that here. We're not here to pass judgment. By the way, Scott Van Pelt's like 56 years old, but he plays like he's 36 years old because he's up on language and culture and music. And also he connects well with the younger demo. What Colin Cowherd did with the whole hat backwards thing was be the old man, the shake your fist at the clouds, get off my lawn, boomer guy. And what Scott Van Pelt just said is, yeah, we don't roll that way here. This is a safe haven for all things of your culture, how you're comfortable. And by the way, Jason Kidd is an NBA head coach. So apparently it's not Colin Cowherd that bad of a look or unprofessional to wear your hat backwards after all. Not being petty, making a point. If you want to say petty, fine. But that wasn't his purpose. You can clearly see that. On to number 2 in the countdown, presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. 17 locations in South Florida. Home of honest, reliable service, 1970. Great people. See them for everything you need for your vehicle. This is an oopsie that got really, really bad. And that got compounded by the TV announcing team that made it even worse. Watch what happened in this women's boxing match this weekend when the ring announcer announced the wrong fighter to win. Watch closely the referee. Watch his left hand. He's ready to raise it because he knows that's supposed to be the winner. And then look at the look on his face when the announcer says, it's the other gal. Take a look.
2 for your winner by majority decision.
Watch his left hand.
And still, the WBA.
Look at his face. What just happened? Reluctantly.
He's
a lopsided score. Reluctantly raising his hand because he's like, wait a minute, they just told me that the girl on my left, the blue card, she was the winner. Why did he say that? So this goes on for about 30, 35, 40 seconds. And then the ring announcer just starts talking and saying, fighters back in place, please, because oopsie, somebody had a moment. Take a look.
By the way, Nakamura, who had that 98-92 scorecard, will be the referee for Lomachenko.
95-95. Keeley scores the competition. 96-94. Nakamura 98-92.
We're confused. Like, what are we doing?
Winner by majority. Fighting out of the blue corner. Center.
Is this guy for real?
I'm dead.
Is this guy Lieutenant Dan Hennessy for real?
That was wrong, by the way. Why does Tessitore have to say this guy and then give his full name to try and ruin his life? What is up with that? Question is on the board. Is this funny? Should you be furious or do you feel bad? It's a three-way. Who doesn't love a good three-way once in a while? This three-way question, a rare one at that, can be answered a couple ways. It's kind of funny. You should be furious if you're either the defending or the and new, because one woman thought her run was over and the other one thought, here we go. And at the same time, once, and we don't see the rest of the video, but the correct winner was named, she got emotional. Like, she started to cry because what an emotional roller coaster that has to be. You got to feel bad for Lieutenant Dan, whatever his name is, because Tessitore threw him under the bus. And then he started naming off the other announcers he wishes we had instead. I feel bad for the guy. I've been in a similar situation. I didn't make that mistake. I almost did once as a cage announcer in MMA. But you got to feel bad because, damn it, it's not what you... Ask Steve Harvey at the Miss Universe pageant. What happens when you say the wrong person won? And that gets us all the way to number 1. And it comes to us courtesy of the NHL on TNT. You know, hard to tell these days. Sometimes the announcers aren't even at the game. Sometimes the announcers are back in the studio. Well, it wasn't that hard to realize this last night, Sunday night, because I want you to look at the score bug. 3 minutes are already gone in the third period. And watch what the analyst, listen to what she says about a significant development in the game that they're just realizing 3 minutes into the final period. Take a look.
David, and the Oilers go to the power play, but as of note in the Edmonton goal, there's been a change. Pickard is now in and Skinner is out.
Calvin Pickard in net. That's a...
Yeah, that's a... he doesn't know what to say either. Problem is, they're not there. Question, remote broadcast crews, smart business or simply sucks? This made sense during COVID. It made sense when there was travel difficulties and trying to keep social. It made sense during the height of the pandemic. Doing it now is being cheap. And doing it now, when all of this money, millions and millions and millions of dollars is invested, is sloppy and it's lazy and it's stupid. And hopefully this is what brings an end to the remote broadcast. There's no need for this, okay? It's the second round, which means there are 4 fewer games being played between 8 fewer teams. There is no need for this. While it is business, it's not smart business. And while it sucks, we get why it's being done financially to save the money. And that'll do it for us on this Monday edition. Remember, hit subscribe right here on this channel, and we're back again on Wednesday. And remember this, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Say goodnight to the bad guy. See you Wednesday.